नहीं नहीं, मैं बेच के खाने की तैयारी नहीं कर रहा हूँ किसी को भी। जब सेट पर आऊं तो मैं श्रीकांत हूँ, जब तक पैकअप ना हो मैं श्रीकांत ही रहूं। हम एक लेंस पहनते थे आंख में छोटा सा कुछ।
Some friends and say, both of you look better, and I ask them, who look better?
हैप्पी नवरात्रि।
थैंक्स टू तुषार कि उन्होंने मुझे सोचा श्रीकांत का कैरेक्टर प्ले करने के लिए। एज एन एक्टर दैट्स व्हाट आई वांट, दैट्स व्हाट आई ऑलवेज लुक फॉर, कि जितना चैलेंजिंग, जितना घुस कर काम कर पाए उतना ही ज्यादा मजा। मैन ऑन स्टेज, आई लव यू टू गाइस, थैंक यू थैंक यू। श्रीकांत बोला नहीं, श्रीकांत बोला, द मैन हिमसेल्फ।
I have no words to say, but I congratulate the entire cast crew, Bhushan Kumarji, Tushar, and one and all who has worked on this film, especially brother Raj, because ever since the motion poster was out, I have been receiving numerous calls and messages from friends and say, both of you look better, and I ask them, who look better? So most of the people tell me, and I take liberty to say, Tushar's father says I look better.
I agree, I totally agree here.
This is an emotional moment for me because I have to remember late Shri Gulshan Kumarji. And you might be wondering whether I'm gone mad watching a trailer, of course, but I'm not drunk, by the way, yeah? Because I anyway don't drink. Because it is his pet product, which is T-Series audio cassette, through which I have studied my education, heard those cassettes zillion times, all the way from my class 5 and class 10 and class 12. All the way from class 5 to class 12, I lived and did what you say, what do you do with your wife, Kapram, in Telugu. I lived like a live-in relationship with those audio cassettes, and today those cassettes are the only things among a whole lot of other stuff which got me onto the stage. And today, what better has to come? The T-Series production powerhouse has come to make this film. What a connection and what an emotion. And as a person, I don't need more than this. From all the way from a T-Series cassette to T-Series launching my film is a great honor for me for this generation.
Happy New Year. Happy Navratri. When Tushar narrated me the film, जब कहानी सुनाई मुझे और जब इनके किस्से सुनाए पहले तो मुझे कहानी से ज़्यादा किस्से बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट थे, जो एक्चुअल रवि जो बैठे हैं वहाँ पर और श्री के साथ जो किस्से थे, वो जो एक केमिस्ट्री सुनाई सिर्फ मुझे, वो इतनी इंटरेस्टिंग है। पहली चीज़, जब भी हम कोई ऐसी फिल्म करते हैं तो बहुत इमोशनल होगी, बहुत बेचारा टाइप फील होगा, बहुत ऐसा सैड स्ट्रक्चर होगा फिल्म का। ऐसा कुछ नहीं था, तुषार ने बोला ऐसा कुछ नहीं है फिल्म के अंदर, बहुत मज़ेदार फिल्म है, बहुत मज़े करोगे आप लोग। एंड इट्स अ प्लेजर वर्किंग विद राज, और हम सब पसंद करते हैं राज को, इसके काम को, और दोस्ती करना आई थिंक ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है कोई भी फिल्म करने से पहले। सो वी बिकम फ्रेंड्स फर्स्ट एंड देन वी एक्टेड इन द फिल्म। तो वो कहीं ना कहीं वो एक केमिस्ट्री दिखती है, और जब इतना लिबर्टी देते डायरेक्टर हमको काम करने की कि जो करना है करो, तो हम वही कर रहे थे जो मैं लग रहा था बैठ के। बट थैंक यू तुषार फॉर द फिल्म, थैंक यू भूषण जी। एक और मौका आपके साथ काम करने का, लगातार करते ही आ रहे हैं, और टचवुड सारी फिल्में बहुत अच्छी गई हैं अभी तक, और ये फिल्म भी मुझे लगता है लोगों को बहुत पसंद आएगी। थैंक यू।
यही मेरा प्रयास है, जैसे कि आपने बिल्कुल ठीक कहा, कि वो ऐसा लगे कि मैं एक्टिंग कर रहा हूँ। उसके लिए मैंने श्रीकांत के साथ बहुत टाइम स्पेंड किया, और जो मैंने एक चीज़ तुषार को भी फर्स्ट डे ये हमने जब बात करना शुरू की तो मैंने बोला था कि दिस फिल्म इज नॉट अबाउट श्रीकांत बीइंग विजुअली इम्पेयर्ड। दैट्स समथिंग दैट इज देयर, इट्स अ स्टोरी, वी आर सीइंग एन एस्पिरेशनल स्टोरी। वो विजुअली इम्पेयर्ड है, ये एक फैक्ट है, बट वी नॉट गोइंग टू फोकस ऑन हिम बीइंग विजुअली इम्पेयर्ड, बिकॉज व्हेन आई मेट श्रीकांत we were very normal, like, we were like talking, discussing. He's very witty, he's very funny. I asked him so many questions, some of them were very personal as well, but he was very open to the idea. उन्होंने मुझे पूरी जिंदगी अपने खोल के रख दी सामने। And then as an actor ये मेरी जॉब है कि मैं कितना उससे लूँ और उनको कितना ऑब्जर्व करूँ, कितना अपनी जिंदगी में उतारूँ। एंड अपार्ट फ्रॉम श्रीकांत, मैं और तुषार बहुत सारे विजुअली इम्पेयर्ड स्कूल भी जाते थे। हम लोग यहाँ पे गोरेगांव SV रोड पे जोगेश्वरी में, वहाँ पे ब्लाइंड स्कूल है, वहाँ जाते थे, वहाँ पे घंटों में बैठता था, बिकॉज माई थिंग वॉज आई वॉन्टेड टू पोर्ट्रे रियलिटी ऑन स्क्रीन। कि मैं, जैसा कि दीदी ने कहा, कि कोशिश यही थी कि मैं जब सेट पर आऊं तो मैं श्रीकांत हूं, जब तक पैकअप ना हो मैं श्रीकांत ही रहूं। वो हम एक लेंस पहनते थे आंख में छोटा सा कुछ, जैसे ही वो लगता था मैं श्रीकांत हो जाता था। फिर सेट पे कोई आता था नहीं आता था मुझे पता नहीं होता था। एक बार भूषण जी भी आए थे, but I think that's the only way I could do this part. Otherwise, just to act like a visually impaired person on camera and then cut and then you're normal Raj hanging out chilling. That's not how I see, my art is. My art is too spiritual. It's too meditative for me, and I love it immensely. Just to corrupt it with any kind of cheat codes.
Actually, I have to tell you something. 1 second, I'll tell you. 1 sec. Just to add something. तो जो पहला दिन जब शरद और ज्योतिका ने शूट किया इसके पूना में, तो ये बिल्कुल उनसे बात नहीं किया। तो शरद और ज्योतिका दोनों मेरे पास आए, बोला ये बहुत ही अकड़ता है यार, ये एक्टर है क्या है, बात भी नहीं करता। तो I said नहीं ये ऐसा ही है रोल क्लिप। Then in the evening when they met them, they said हाँ ये ठीक है।
तुषार, आपसे भी एक सवाल था कि
just to finish up the previous question, because this is little important I feel. So in this movie, the blindness is not shown, the vision is shown. See, many people often ask me, do you have any vision? Of course I tell them I am full of vision. What do you mean? No, you don't see, no. So people doesn't mean vision is different and sight is different. People doesn't often get that difference. And I made it very clear to Tushar, and Tushar actually understood that concept, that vision is for the mind and sight is for the eye. So the eye is not shown, whereas the mind is shown in this film. Therefore, the netrahinta or whatever blindness, which is so-called sympathetic angle that people take it, that is not shown. A man with challenging nature, without the privilege of eyesight, but with full of vision, can do wonders. That is the concept.
कि फिल्म बनाना चाह रहे हैं तुषार, तो कोई ऐसा प्रेफरेंस था कि भाई कौन मेरा किरदार निभाए? आपके मन में कुछ चल रहा था, आपसे यह सलाह ली गई थी इस बारे में?
इसका बस चले खुद ही कर लेता।
I told him I'll play my role. But he was very afraid nobody would see in the theater, so he had hired a right actor, right cast. But Tushar was so passionate, Nidhi was so passionate, so determined, that I don't need to even give them any ideas, because they themselves come up with ideas and tell, how is this looking like? I would have no words, because they have gone all out to make this film a big success. So they put in their heart and soul into it. So when you actually put heart and soul and work hard, there's nothing under the sun that you cannot reach or achieve. This is what is happening.
तकरीबन कितने लोगों को बेचकर खाने की तैयारी कर रहे हैं आप?
पहले तो तुषार को तो करना पड़ेगा।
राजकुमार?
नहीं, मैं बेच के खाने की तैयारी नहीं कर रहा हूँ किसी को भी। मैं बस खाने की तैयारी कर रहा हूँ।
No. If the person is so violent that selling them is not an option, we can even do it.
Now, अब आपने ऐसी तैयारी की?
नहीं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं। मैं बिल्कुल भी विंडिक्टिव नहीं हूँ। पर अगर कोई बहुत ज्यादा परेशान करता है, हाँ, तब जरूर क्यों नहीं तब मैं श्रीकांत बन जाता हूँ, जैसा इसका ग्रिट है, जैसा इसका परसिवरेंस है। बट अदरवाइज नो, आई एम नॉट विंडिक्टिव एट ऑल। आई थिंक वी ऑल शुड बी good human beings first, यार। उसके बाद ही I think सब कुछ, everything else matters later. I don't see being visually impaired as a problem, or see it from a sympathetic point of view. It's nothing. It's not a disability. It gives you more power, as Srikanth said. It makes you, it empowers you with other things. And what Srikanth has achieved in his life is something which most of us haven't achieved in life. So I think this is truly an inspirational and aspirational story, and I'm so glad that I'm a part of it. And it's been made by Tushar and produced by Bhushan sir, both prolific makers. We have seen Insaan Ki Aankh, how the kind of cinema he makes, and it's never preachy. It's very much for every audience member. It's not targeted towards a certain kind of an audience. It's meant for everyone. It's commercial. It's entertaining. And that's exactly what Srikanth is. That's why I love this story so much, because it tells you such a big thing with a lot of light-hearted moments.
It's your academic achievements are obviously known, but you are someone who understands sound so much better than the rest of the world. I want to understand, how did you look at Hindi cinema when you were listening to cassettes at the time and visualize? Today you are literally being on screen and you're being celebrated in the biggest industry. So tell us about that. Who are your actors and the songs that you like at that time? The next question will be for Raj.
See, you can see until your eye can see, but I can see beyond. That is the difference. Because that is actually what makes us pay attention to minute things that are so important in life. Because if you don't have a privilege of eyesight, you have to pay extra attention in whether doing business, that too under very complicated environment in our country, or whether it's education, whether it's playing cricket. I watch selective Hindi movies which carries big subject, which carries, so I have seen biopics like Gunjan Saxena, I have seen Parmanu and things like that, some movies which Mission Majnu, which has a good subject again. So I am very particular in terms of watching movies. Telugu, I watch a lot of movies because movie and language goes together with me. I cannot resonate even though I speak flawless English, I don't watch English movies because that is not where I belong. The medium that I belong is Telugu, and that is where I take entertainment and I watch most movies.
Were you relating it with the kind of rejections that you had also faced, and how you turned it into success in your life?
No, absolutely. I think our journeys was pretty similar that way. Like, he comes from a very humble background, and likewise I come from a very humble background. He didn't have too many means, throughout his journey. Likewise, so I could totally relate to his journey. But only thing he had was grit. Only thing he had was a dream that he wanted to achieve this, no matter how, but he would achieve it. And that's exactly how my life was. Like, I wanted to be a film actor one day. I had no other plan in my life. This is the only thing I always wanted to do, and just kept working the hardest till it happened.
Has your self-motivation level gone up, because he's actually turned impossible into possible? So has your own self-motivation level gone up after this movie?
No, it's very tough to you always see problems with your work. So I'm very glad, I'm very happy that I'm a part of this film, that I got to play Srikanth in Srikanth. But there's much more. There's much more that I would love to achieve in life. There's much more, way more challenging characters I would love to portray on screen.
Thank you so much. We take one more question, right?
Hi. So at heart, Srikanth, of course, is celebrating his vision, his story. But at heart, I think Srikanth is also a story of acceptance, something that most people who are different from the crowd, or in societal terms different, look for, Sympathy and empathy are two emotions that might look similar, but they are actually very, very different. And I don't think that visually impaired people actually look for sympathy at all. When you're making a film, or when you're acting in a film, how difficult does it become for you as a director, as an actor, to navigate between the two emotions so that people don't feel sympathetic and people feel more empathetic towards the character?
See, for me, I'll tell you honestly, it's always when I hear a story, or when a writer narrates a scene to me, I react bodily. I'll start crying or start laughing. And there I realize what it is. So I never think what you're saying, empathy or sympathy. Yes, there are some times that you will sympathize with him. There will be sometimes, there are scenes like that, because that is, you can't run away from that. There are things like that. But the way he gets up and fights every time, that was the character that we knew that we wanted to make, that every time he falls down, he doesn't give up. Like, his first thing he says, the kid says, which is Srikanth, the younger Srikanth, that I can't run, because where will I run? I'm blind. They will catch me, so I have to fight. So that is the whole story. So that, I always make films like this, so I'll continue to make films like this only. But I have fun. So it's also I don't want people to sympathize with them. I treat them like heroes. So that's what I feel that's the best way to do it.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing that.
What about you, Ram?
As an actor, exactly. I think what Tushar said. We never wanted to showcase his, of course, there's a lot of vulnerable moments in the film, but we always wanted him to, come above those moments and be a winner, which he is in real life. So we were just portraying his life on screen, and his life, as we all have seen and have read, it's all about winning. It's all about, inspiring others.
See, just to close it, I want to put it in a different perspective what Raj said about vulnerable. They are not vulnerable moments. See, in life, if you don't face hardship, you don't know the taste of it. In my life, I faced so much of hardship that it has become an addiction for me now. So there's no more hardship. It is just an addiction. I always say, if I face a challenge, say, bring it on. Let me work hard and universe be the witness to make me successful. That's all.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And before we wrap up, ladies and gentlemen, we have these